Hey people, Injured here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue team, some Eldar. First up, RedRe Venge is a Farseer, a support hero that fights in melee combat. Some powerful buffs, debuffs, and control abilities. Is this like Bealtan scheme? Something like that, innit? Wolfguard alongside with a Warlock, a melee spellcaster that can leap into combat. Some powerful disruption and support. And rounding off the blue team, Farnir is a Chaos Lord. Durable and destructive hero, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. We got like Thousand Suns colours, but a custom badge that I can't see. Sad face. Red team, Piluco is a Lord General, fights in ranged combat, begins with a retinue of stormtroopers to help him out. Can add to the retinue really strong defense and support. Those guardsmen got a sergeant already. And the Farseer did get the VP, well done you. Alongside oLev with a Force Commander. Very good offense, fighting in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. We have, where is it? Salamander's elite scheme with the funky cloaks, look at that. And you know, fiery greaves. Rounding off the teams is Spider Professor with a Plague Champion, starts off in ranged combat with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but it's pretty slow. Been seeing oLev a lot recently in replays. He's been in some good games, I guess. Destructor misses the Guardian, which they are very, very thankful for, but it's 2v1 against Piluco. oLev is off the field, having themselves been 2v1'd maybe. We have Guide up on these Dire Avengers. Some Guardsmen take the garrison. Oh, it's the Lord General in the garrison actually. Farseer got a bit too close, kind of sloppy there from RedRe Venge. 1-to-1 cap. Are you going to take the VP, guys? I guess it's better to fight first, eh? Because if you can get Piluco off the field, then oLev has to fight you alone or wait for Piluco again. Or, you know, push somewhere else, of course. Lord General gets back to the garrison. Howling Banshees on the Sentinel. Sentinels have heavy infantry armor, so the power melee weapons are a big threat, but it is able to back away. The stomp was already used, the ground pound. Where is that Force Commander? There he is. Ready to smack some stuff for the Emperor. Although, he's not going to smack the Plague Champion, I suppose. Not today. There's that battle cry. Providing a damage buff every time he performs that special attack for 10 seconds. Warlock gets a special and runs. It's amazing how often that happens. A melee hero will be really low on health and they get the special attack. Not even a melee hero, you know, anyone who has a special, because there are some ranged heroes that have special attacks. I say ranged, I mean, you know, predominantly ranged, like the Warp Spider. Lord General has a special attack, I believe. Plague Champion getting messed up here by Boltify. Does have a Plague Sword ready to go though. Power weapon that ignores melee resistance, which is a 40% damage resistance, which a lot of units have. Pretty much all Marines have it, though Devastators have a lower melee resist at 20%. Guardsmen don't have it, because, you know, just people with guns. Putting up some buildable cover there. And Farnir has pushed through with a Combi Flamer and those double CSN. There's some Nurgle worship. Got some heretics with grenade launchers, which they're pretty good at using. I imagine it's quite difficult to aim grenade launchers over a fair distance like this, but they're not bad at it, are they, for crazed cultists? The Dark Gods guide their grenades, maybe. Backed up by Eldar here is Farnir. Killed a Chaos Space Marine. Plague Champion's back out. And it's got some Havocs with a Heavy Bolter to suppress all this stuff. Although not suppress the Chaos Lord. He's not going to want to charge into it though. Dark Halo's up. So with some Khorne worship and the Halo up, he can charge into a setup team. Most of the time, depending on what else is shooting at him, I suppose. But it certainly makes it a lot easier to approach that. Grenade. That was a big blob of stuff. The CSM moved and it barely touched the Guardian weapon team. It did make them lose their setup status. Here is the Chaos Lord. Oh, he chickened out. I think he could have got in on the Havocs there. He wasn't under Khorne worship. In fact, where are your heretics? They are bashing a power node. I think he could have got in there. Maybe got a couple of attacks off and then ran away. Although that might have led him to, you know, dying and stuff. Force Commander with Artificer and Iron Halo ready to tank some shots, but gets suppressed. And now it's going to get whittled down by the double CSM. We see Piluco with Catechins and Spotters. We'll have a look at the west side in a second. Just want to see this. Trying to keep the pressure on, but it's like diminishing returns at this point. When there's two players here to defend the power, you're not going to get the power. A fighting retreat, I think, to a more stable position is maybe better. But they're keeping it, piling on. Maybe they can get the power here. I mean, even if you don't get the power, if you can hold this, it's certainly not bad. But what generally happens is you get pushed off in such a way that your own power gets bashed when this kind of thing is going on. Force Commander in a very dicey fight with Banshees, got some help from shotgun scouts and then runs away. Assault Squad also having to jump out. Heretics have finally joined the fight with the Doom Blast. Plague Champion is going to fall. Huge amounts of pressure on this side from the blue team. I mean, it looked impressive. What did they achieve? They decapped this. They did bash a gen at least, I think. They lost one of their heroes. They did manage to node this. They didn't get a decap on the VP. They didn't decap the central rec point. They killed some stuff here and there, and I think it was alright. And it doesn't seem like Red Team are in the kind of position to break out and instantly push their power too. So I think that was a good work from the blue team on the east side. Thumbs up. There's Guide on some Dire Venges again from RedRe Venge. It's got a Shuriken. Where is it? Oh, it's there. It's all turned around. Has to run. Sentinel barely got away. That's good play from Piluco. Grenade from the scouts. Good hit on the Shuriken. Takes down one of the Dire Venges. Somebody mentioned that these guys control the platform with some kind of harness that they wear, which is pretty cool. Had no idea about that. Artillery spotters here for Piluco alongside those Catechins. So lots of disruption potentially if you can manage all those abilities. They have queued up the incendiary shells for tier 2, which improves the damage of their basic mortar shell and also gives them incendiary shells, but they do share a cooldown. The smoke shell is on a separate cooldown. 408 to 433. RedRe Venge, oh sorry, Wolfguard and RedRe Venge holding the VP well. Got some rangers up, infiltrating stuff, making it hard to approach. Doom Blast. Uh-oh, touch of Nurgle. My Doom Blast is better than yours now. Uttered Spider Professor, probably in Russian. Going after the CSM. Boom. Man, touch of Nurgle is so cool. 175 red now, and it's still worth it, I think. Very much still worth it. You just need to be a little bit more selective when, you know, when you use it. There used to be, back in retail, at some point, no cooldown on the touch of Nurgle explosion as well. At the moment, I think it's a 3-second cooldown. It's like the exact cooldown that Doom Blast is. But back in the very early days of Chaos Rising, you could just touch of Nurgle explode all over the place, one after the other, and it was quite nuts. 408 to 394. I'm pretty sure that's a retail change. I don't think that was an elite mod change to give it the cooldown. I don't think, but it was changed in other ways in elite mod, of course. Now scales with the individual's health that explodes, which is a really cool change, I think. Maybe we'll see some Chosen Plague Marines today. We do have a Blood Crusher on the way from Spider. Tier 2 for oLev. Wraithguard for RedRe Venge. Looks like Piluco dropped some Guardsmen, but otherwise is okay. Farnir already has some Bloodletters up. Quite dark Bloodletters on the east side here. Waiting for them before they push. The west side, drop pod goes down. West side is going to stay blue, it seems, maybe. They do have a Shuriken here. What do we got on heroes? Still a Plague Sword. Steel Artificer and Iron Halo. Over here we've got the grenade launchers. Oh, switching to Sniper Rifle though. For the fire on my target. Farseer has nothing. Warlock's gone for the Witchblade of Kurnus. A pretty nasty power weapon with the pretty awesome Ethereal Slash. Has been buffed a few times over the years. Just more base damage. Look at that. Really cool ability. And Farnir is fully kitted out with Armor of the Inferno now. So he's potentially quite energy intensive. He's got Kill the Weak, he's got Let the Galaxy Burn, he's got his Dark Halo draining his energy, and he's maybe got Immolate going on as well. It is Stormtroopers on the way for Piluco. What's going on east side? Got some Khorne worship. Blood Crusher is chopping through heretics. Bloodletters are fighting heretics and force them off. Chaos Lord helping out there too. CSM having to flee. Heretics are going to wipe, I think. Yes, they are. And those guys had an aspiring champion. Farnir stopped their worship but didn't retreat them. Oh, those heretics wiped too. It was the Combi Flamer, I think, that finished them off. Yeah, I think that sometimes if you stop the retreat, stop the worship and hit retreat immediately, it doesn't quite kick in. You have to keep hitting that retreat until they're like ready to accept a command again. Catachans getting obliterated by Wraith Cannons. These guys do have their Spirit Seer Warlock. Gives them more movement speed, more vision. Red team did take it. Wraithguard leading a line. They are vulnerable to the Assault Marine jump. But Banshees are there to counter-initiate. Potentially, in fact, 2 squads of Banshees here. These guys don't have their X up yet, but Wolfguards do with that spear. Very mean-looking spear. Got some cool sync kills with that as well, I think. Sentinel harassing with missiles. Can't get much closer, though, because of the Shuriken. Looks like we have Guide up on the Dire Avengers. We haven't seen Guide up on the Guardian weapon team very much. Seems to like using it on the Dire Avengers. Now, does it buff your grenade damage? Not sure. Is it just weapon attacks specifically, or is it everything that unit does? Down goes the Sentinel. 368 to 355 double cap for the red team. Is pretty close on VPs. Looks like blue team have the roster advantage, but that can change very quickly in Dawn of War 2, especially when you have 2 tough factions like CSM and Space Marines, where one unit can go up against 2 or 3 of another faction. Assault Squad getting away with 2 models, did some good work there. And Force Commander still here, almost level 4. Just needs 1 more Dire Avenger to die and he'll level up. Oh, good shot from the Wraithguard. Some friendly fire there. It didn't suppress the Farseer though. I don't think they do friendly suppression today, the Wraithguard. It's just friendly fire, friendly damage. Oh, Shuriken dies. Shuriken be dead. Double tax was shooting it and that. East side, some dead heretics. What else is new? Got some Nurgle worship here for the Blood Crusher, which is a demon, so it benefits greatly from worship. Some health and energy regen, and Nurgle worship gives you extra health regen for demons, which is an elite mod change, very appreciated by Plague Champion players. Didn't scale super well Nurgle worship before. Gives it a little bit of oomph, especially since vehicles now get a little bit of health regen from it too. We have Mark of Khorne Autocannon Havocs, which is a scary, scary weapon. What is this? It's a dead Warlock on the VP, but they are going to get it back. There's fire on my target buff from the sniper rifle. The Lord General also have, what has he got? Oh, Vox Operator just called in a Vox box, or whatever they call it. It used to actually drop a little box in. I don't think it does it anymore because it caused issues. These guys are not interested in cover. War Shout didn't actually suppress anything because they were all retreating and stuff. But might be able to move on to the VP. Looks like they're going to go through the mid here actually, Wolfguard. A Fire Prism is on the way. Lehman Russ already on the field for Piluco. Maybe called in by the Lord General breaking stuff over there. It's ready to roll. 1200 hit points on a tank. And got to remember that Imperial Guard vehicles are unique in that the first unit to repair them repairs for a little bit more than usual. I'm not sure if it has to be an Imperial Guard unit repairing it or if it counts any unit. I think any unit. I think it's a feature of the vehicles themselves. I think. 217 to 355, 2-to-1 cap for the red team. Time field there from RedRe Venge. Armor of the Asuryan also has the Runes of Reaping. Reduced cooldown and more energy regen. Great for firing off those abilities whenever you need them. Oh, Wolfguard lost their Banshees. Going to say these Banshees haven't leveled. Have any of the Banshees leveled? Not sure if Wolfguard's got to level 2 before they be deaded. Catachans just healed themselves with the medical pack from the medical sergeant of the Lord General, but then they got kind of wrecked. Good thing they healed themselves. I don't think they would have got it away otherwise. 193 to 355, although probably wouldn't have stayed there that long if they didn't have it. Uh-oh. Spirit Seer Warlock falls down. The Wraithguard get upset and have to run away. Fire Prism does that for you. Knocks everything down. But the Leman Russ is on it. And it's getting the Vanquisher. One of the worst things that a Fire Prism can fight is a Vanquisher Leman Russ. Will make very short work of it if it can focus its gun in the right direction. Having some issues with that, so just going to back away now. 1200 hit points versus 500 hit points with a very powerful gun, the Vanquisher as well. It's not really much of a match. You have anything else, Mr. Plague Champion? Yes, you do. Armor of Pestilence and the Icon of Nurgle. Constant damage to nearby enemies. Could be very effective if the Plague Champion can get in amongst those Eldar. Typically not worth it against other heavy infantry power armor races because it's piercing damage, I believe, yep, which is reduced against heavy infantry and anything tougher than heavy infantry, obviously. Chaos Space Marines not in a good place. Chaos Predator, no mark yet for Farnir. Looks like Spider has a Dreadnought, which is fun. A Mark of Khorne Dreadnought too. And Plague Marines on the way. Not seeing any chosen Plague Marines. More Wraithguard for RedRe Venge. No sign of their leader yet. They can like share the spirit vision or whatever it is of this fella. Also the Farseer and the Warlock will provide the Spirit Seer buffs. The Warp Spell I can't though. Too busily teleporting around. Seer Council here for Wolfguard. Banshees tried to get the wreck point, but super long range lasguns say no. Here comes the Force Commander. Where's he going? I don't know what he's doing. Just using a tree to block shots, maybe. Catachan smoke grenade in there to try and help the Lord General get this cap. Going for it. Fire Prism putting some decent damage on the Leman Russ. Taking some decent damage too. What the hell was that? Oh, that's the Catachan's all reliable, I think. But it doesn't knock over Wraithguard, I suppose. Couldn't quite get the cap there, the Lord General. Poor bastard. And now the Force one is in trouble. Yeah, Sea Council are actually really good at hunting down single entities. If they could be knocked over, that is. Because they usually get multiple knockbacks. And they're being chopped up by the power melee, which is decent against hero armor. And the Force commander couldn't handle it. Blue team are going to get the VP back. Meanwhile, east side, Chaos fights Chaos. Dreadnought's in a bad place. Took some las cannon shots, now being shot at by a Mark of Khorne Predator tank, which just increases the damage of all the guns. 137 to 350. Chaos Lord goes down. Is this another? It is another Dreadnought from Spider Professor. What is he up to? I'm into it though. I do like me Dreadnoughts. I don't think they are always super effective in 3v3s. The Grey Knight Plasma Cannon Dreadnought seems to do some good work though. It's going for Mark of Tzeentch now. I think it was briefly Mark of Khorne, but they changed their mind. Tzeentch had a little word, little whisper in the ear. Land Raider Redeemer soon, says oLev. Yep, it's on the way, and a Manticore is up for Piluco. Now this is a good time to get Manticore, I think. When your allies getting a land ready, you've already got a decent army with the Leman Russ. Throw that Manticore in there for some extra oomph and area denial. Fire Prism for Wolfguard. Chaos Predator is still up, but take us some hits from Farnir. Is this a good plan? There's a Frenzy Barrage. Got some good hits, you know, but the Dreadnought is under pressure. Can the Plague Marines move up and finish off this tank? They've already got a snaring missile shot on there. Bloodletter's trying to tie him up. They could just chase it into base. Plague Marines are not affected by suppression in regards to weapon cooldown. They still fire at the same rate. But I think the Bloodletters might be doing enough here yet. Plague Marines having to run. A little bit more nuance there by Spider Professor perhaps, but just like ran into the tank. Maybe if they backed off a bit, lured the tank in, they would have got that kill. There's an Eldritch, I believe, from Wolfguard, who promptly threw his own Seer Council into it. Did a lot of damage to Leman Russ, and it's now stunned. It's now going to take rear armor hits from the Fire Prism, and maybe the Wraithguard. Uh-oh, Wraithguard got to dodge an orbital though. Oh, the Leman Russ is so close to going down. Gets away. Scouts are going to repair it, or maybe not. Scouts going to try and decap. There's the orbital and its big old beams of stuff. The Land Raider Redeemer is on the way to the west side. That contested VP allows the red team to retreat back to and reinforce around that thing. Massive, massive difference in a 3v3 game. You want some support? You call a Land Raider. You've probably got telephones in those things, right? Another Dreadnought from Spider Professor. Awesome. Gonna get another Mark of Khorne. We do have Chaos Terminators from Farnir. And some Heretics to try and repair. You know what? He's just driven the tank up again without repairing it. Very Chaos Lordy thing to do. I wish the Chaos fella's got like a Warpsmith sub-commander or hero or something. That'd be awesome. Warpsmiths just look badass. Double Fire Prisms. So, yeah, RedRe Venge, I think, can drop a Eldritch Storm. The Land Raider is a prime target for it, and they do have the damage to back it up after with double Wraithguard and double Fire Prisms. Where are the other Wraithguard? There they are. And of course, the Farseer can guide something. 137 to 274. Force Commander. Gonna have a rough time trying to get that cap, buddy. Yep, decides to run away, but it's just to the Land Raider, so he's alright. The thing with these retreat points, like Land Raiders and Beacons, they can be absolute nuke bait when everything's just like huddled around it, especially if you can time the nuke as things arrive back from retreat. Big engagement on the east side. Tank is still going. Took a rear armor hit though. Now the Bloodletters are on the Plague Marines, and they drop a model and have to run. This Dreadnought might be killing itself. CSM in amongst the las cannon to tie it up. Uh-oh. Some friendly fire from the Dreadnought. Now it's chasing around its own units. That's a risk you take with the Blood Rage. Down goes the Dreadnought. That tank is doing some work for Farnir. 129 to 274. Can they get the other Dreadnought as well? Good play backing off the Havocs and getting them set up again. Looks like Farnir does not want to chase. And it's a good choice because look at this. Oh man, still goes down. The double missile launcher coming in from oLev. What are they using? Why are they buffed over there? Are they using the Kraken bolts? Oh, they are. Didn't even need for the Emperor. He's retreating back to the Land Raider there. Maybe they had the battle cry buff on them as well. Hydrogen is dropping a smoke grenade for some reason. And the mortars using their, I don't know what they call it, spotter shell or something. Just gives you visibility. You know, for Manticore strikes and stuff. Avatar on the way for Wolfguard, 61 to 274. Red team have something on both the natural VPs though. Oh, well they did. Got a good decap, and the Warlock is going to annoy the Plague Marines. Didn't jump on the right model though. There's the Ethereal Slash, knocks them back. Dreadnought should be going into melee with this guy. Dreadnoughts and Walkers in general still have really good melee damage when they have a ranged weapon. That's 73 heavy melee I think for Dreadnoughts when they have a ranged weapon bolted on them. That's pretty good. Time field into, and Eldritch does not put it on the Land Raider. I think that's a big mistake for RedRe Venge. I mean, they wiped some stuff, but it was Guardsmen and Catechins and stuff. Could have really put a dent into the Land Raider with that. Big push in the mid from the blue team. Chaos Lord reviving the Warlock here. Avatar looking for a fight, leading the line. Really good unit to help Eldar push into spaces like this. Can lead the line really well for them. Especially with Seer Council alongside. Getting buffed and buffering everything else, the Seer Council. It's a good frontline duo for the Eldar in the 3v3 late game. Avatar and Seer Council just cost you well over 1,000 rec and over 200 power, you know. More like 300 power, I think. Double Fire Prism still around. Got some Khorne Worship, we got some Las Cannon shots. And they are on that central VP. Spider Professor down to 3 units, but does have, hey, some Chosen Plague Marines up. Might need some help over there though. Manticore doing some decent work. This Lehman Russ is not getting repairs for some reason. Just kind of hanging out. Oh, it is getting repairs. I'm lying. The guardsmen are right there repairing it, Ingrid. No sign of a bunker though. Blue team got the VP. There's your Chosen Plague Marines, unique to the Plague Champion with these power melee knives that damage over time you. Can also create zombies with their Nurgle's Rot. That was Aura of Decay from the Plague Champion. Getting a knockback there. Blue team are on it though. They are on it with an Avatar, Seer Council, Chaos Lord and Chaos Terminators. Not to mention a bunch of other stuff. Fire Prisms there to knock anything off the cap too. Who needs a contested VP? RedRe Venge is contesting it by themselves against 2 players pretty much. Still has the double Wraith God. They've done really well. They both have Wraithbone too now. Could RedRe Venge sneak a Falcon into their composition here to help these guys reinforce? I think it would be worth it. At least get a webway up so they can get back and forth quickly or something. I think it would be worth it. 42 to 164. Units do better when they're supported. Who would have thought? Force Commander's down here doing his fancy Sacred Standard thing. Thankry. Chosen Plague Marines down to... Oh, they didn't lose the model though. There's some Nurgle Worship. Look how fast their health regen is now. That's pretty fun. Scouts trying to get a decap. Warlock is pissed, although has got over it quite quickly. Just hold mid lane, says RedRe Venge. But the Farseer is going to have a word then. Warlock's taking a break. Too much jumping around. Can they get the cap here? I don't think so. There's a jump and an ethereal slash. That didn't look weird at all. Grenades miss. Nice idea though by RedRe Venge. And the scouts are going to run all the way back to the Land Raider. It doesn't help this situation. Assault Terminators on the field for oLev. Avatar smacks them off the cap. Chaos Lord is down. Those guys unique to the Force Commander of the Assault Terminators, and they are going for Lightning Claws, which counters basically everything in the blue team's armies aside from the Fire Prism perhaps. Can they get a decap though? Wrath of Cain would have knocked them back, so they ran away from it. They did take a lot of damage there. And Farnir could get some claws of their own. And if you combine that with Bloodlust, that's pretty nasty. Kashyyykin on the field for Piluco now. What's the Manticore up to? Almost level 2. Kashyyykin have their grenade launchers, which are awesome disruption on each shot. They killed Seal with Bug. I'm not sure what Bug kills you, but apparently it happened. Those double Fire Prisms making it very difficult for them to get this VP back, eh? We've got Spider Professor with a Chaos Predator now and the Mark of Khorne. Just more damage for your stuff. But can they get the VP back without the Land Raider here? Here comes some heroes. Big support now, might get a big old flank. Imperial Abyss from Spider Professor. That Nurgle Green made those guys push forward. And now the flank comes in. Have blue team overextended here. Now they're shooting some Banshees. A great unclean one of Farnir stomping around. Fire Prisms take out the tank in the background there. Not sure if you saw that, but I saw it. Indrid saw a thing. Can the red team keep this push going? I'm not sure if they can. Avatar and Great and Clean One and double fire prisms. Not to mention those Chaos Terminators which now have an autocannon. Looks like they've cleared them off their own VP. A fighting retreat from the Imperial Guard here. And they meet some Nurgle Vomit. That's gotta suck. Are they capping it? They're trying to. They got the decap. That's a miracle in itself. Well done, fellas. Chosen Plague Marines. Plague Champions coming in now at level 5. Chaos Terminators are getting straight back onto the VP though. And the Farseer is going to revive the Chaos Lord. Which might level her. Ah, so close. So close, Farseer. And that's the Farseer's webway there. Infiltrating all this stuff here. 42 to 61. Hell of an ending. Down goes that Fire Prism. Red team have decapped blue team's natural now. Not sure what did it. Probably scouts. It was scouts. Scouts are really good for that in 3v3s. It's like their best usage case in a 3v3 a lot of the time. Especially late game. Just decap stuff. Be annoying. Spider Professor gets some Chaos Terminators. They are struggling to preserve their units though. Blue team doing a much better job right now. Hey, Lehman Russ dropped in by Piluco. Looks like they did lose their Lehman Russ. There it is. Not sure what got it in the end. Avatar's done a lot of work as well. Where's the Great and Clean One? Oh, he's over here. Getting some Khorne worship, boosting its speed and providing the health and energy regen that demons get, but it does take a long time to worship this guy back up to full. oLev now has a Terminator Force Commander with that shiny new portrait we got from Kilgard. A few updates ago now, I think. Couldn't get the revive though. 27 to 44. Chaos Lord's back to his feet. Just standing there menacingly. Great and Clean One is getting quite low. And those are plasma guns shooting at it. There's Malignant Blindness though from the Chaos Lord. Reducing sight and weapon range to very, very little for everyone on the red team. For a short duration. It's really good. Helps you push and helps you preserve your stuff. What is this? Oh, it's scouts. Continuing to be assholes with the decaps. Very effective assholes though. And they have been persuaded to leave. That is a D-cannon shot. Up here from RedRe Venge. 27 to 35. It's so close. This is amazing pressure on an enemy team's natural. Where's the Land Raider? It still hasn't moved, eh? They think they can get it without the Land Raider. We'll see how it goes. That's Nurgle's Rot on this Eldar stuff here. If they were to die, they would get some zombies. Spider Professor, you can see a zombie over here that's exploded. Absolute carnage on Estia Province. Double fire prisms back up there for Wolfguard. And there's an Imperial Abyss from Farnir. With a Nurgly Vomit in there too. Great and Clean One and the Avatar are both very low. They might need to back off it. We got some zombie Chaos Space Marines, which is fun. Not sure if that was from the Plague Sword or from the Nurgle's Rot. CSM barely getting away for Spider there, and here come the Chosen Plague Marines again. Eldritch Storm, which destroys the Avatar. I guess it wasn't going to get away. Great and Clean One also falls. Chaos Terminators of Spider trying to decap, and they got it, but then they die. There's a Nurgle's Rot again. 1-to-1 cap, 27 to 4. Great and Clean One explodes. Wasn't near enough anything to destroy it. What is this? A Noxious Cloud? It's a Noxious Cloud from Spider. Cap, says Wolfguard. I think they're trying to, buddy. They're so close to a victory, the blue team. So close. Manticore tried to hit the fire prisms. Nice idea. But quick thinking from Wolfguard. Has got triple fire prisms now. Where's the other one? It's on the way. It's on the way over to the west side, I think, actually. Another Eldritch stops them from capping. But I think maybe they're going to get it. I think they're going to get it. Plasma Cannon is trying to cap here. They are on it. They don't have the special capping training that Tactical Marines have, but they are getting it done. Red team continue to hold the contested VP though, and I need a sip of water. Ah! Spider put down to 2 units. Both level 4 though. Man, Chosen Plague Marines are solid, and they've grown on me over the years since they were implemented. It's been a couple of years now, I think. Time flies in Elite Mod. Got 2 heroes down here. Farseer and the Chaos Lord. Red team have their natural back. Can they pull this off? Seems like it's over now, said RedRe Venge, because this Land Raider is a massive pain in the arse. And that's why you nuke it, RedRe Venge. That's why you nuke this thing. Did they waste their nukes on that VP over there? And did they waste their nuke earlier? When they, I think it was RedRe Venge which hit the guardsman. 8-4. You know what? Blue team are grabbing it. Maybe? I don't think the Chaos Terminators have. No, they can't grab it. Scouts threw a grenade in there for good measure. More Chaos Terminators trying to grab it, but they're so low. 8-4. We do have Chosen Plague Marines going for this VP. And you know what? They might be able to get a decap. They might have enough health and health regen just to get that decap. Eldritch. Did it miss the Land Raider? Oh my goodness, it missed the Land Raider. I lost everything to trade the VPs, says Farnir. Land Raider is going to get got, and down it goes. Malignant Blindness, I think. Terminator Force Commander getting the cap, maybe. I think he's going to do it. How are the Chosen Plague Marines doing? They've got the decap there. It's so close. Red team with a double. I think they've done enough. Red team have it. What a hell of a game. My goodness. Awesome stuff. Amazing push from the blue team through the mid. I think they just got a little bit over eager with their nukes there, trying to stabilize this cap. Maybe. It's hard. It's so hard to say. Level 4 Warlock here. Level 8 Chaos Lord. All 3 of them down trying to get these caps. Level 10 Lord General from Piluco. oLev had a Terminator Force Commander who doesn't level up because he's special. Oh, he's got cool head stuff going on with these salamanders. And the Plague Champion of Spider Professor. Level 8. Great job from all you guys. Awesome 3v3. Thank you for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.